Welcome to this walkthrough of Pally for Polyscope X. To get Pally, simply download the UR cap from Rocketfarm's homepage. After you have installed it on the Teach pendant, it adds here on the application page under UR+. Firstly, go to Operator Screen and set Pally Operator Panel as your operator screen. To start working with Pally, just press the UR cap and it opens up. Pally is organized in a flow that guides you through all the things needed to set up Pally to be able to palletize. Follow the wizard and press Next to go through all the different stages. The first thing we set up is our gripper. You can set up custom grippers, or you can choose from some already included grippers from Piab, Schmaltz, and Unigripper. If you use custom, we will edit the custom gripper, setting the dimensions first: length, width, height, and weight. Then we set tool center point, X, Y, and Z, rotation, if relevant, and lastly, center of gravity, X, Y, and Z. Click Next. Here we set our grip signal and blow signal. Click Submit. Now we can see what the gripper looks like. Press Next, and you will see the dimension presented as you entered them. Same goes for IOs as well. Next is lifting column. Choose either generic or no lifting column if you have the robot mounted directly on a pedestal. Press Next. Here we set the stroke of the lifting column by millimeters. Next again, and last step for lifting column is all IOs for moving up, moving down, is moving, and positions up and down, and also timeout, which represents how long we wait until we get confirmation that the operation is completed. Next up is inputs and outputs. First, set IOs for left pallet if you have pallet presence sensors, and same for right pallet. Next is pickup sensors and proximity sensors for all our positions. If you only want to single pick, you need to set only for sensor 1. If you have double pick, you need to set inputs for sensor 2. You need as many sensors as boxes you want to pick at the same time. When all the sensors are added, we press Next. If you have a secondary conveyor, you enable this and add sensors here like we just did on the primary conveyor. Secondary conveyor is used if you have installation where you pick two different products to be palletized on two separate pallets. We call this dual product mode. Last step for hardware is outputs for LED tower. Now that we're done adding the hardware, we'll move on to the calibration. First, we need to enter the dimension of the box we use for calibrating. Next up is setting the waiting position, where the robot waits for products to come into pick position. We then calibrate primary pick position. Set conveyor total width. Choose whether the fixed guide is on the left or the right side of the conveyor. Then add the width of that particular side, so Pally can avoid crashing with this part of the conveyor. If you have a secondary conveyor, do the same thing here to calibrate secondary pickup position. Now, let's move on to calibrating the pallets. The viewpoint stage simply explains the viewpoint that defines left and right pallet for the following configuration tabs to avoid any confusion. We calibrate 3 positions on the left pallet as shown. Then we do the same for the right pallet. Now the robot knows where the pallets are placed. Next, we set the height of the pallet that we use for calibration, starting by enabling the calibration height slide bar before adding the pallet height. Now Pally can palletize different pallet sizes if needed at a later stage. Hit Next. Here we set speed settings, both max speed, from pickup to the pallet, and then the approach speed, the speed when approaching final few millimeters before placing the product into target position. Next is path planning. Here, we set gripper optimization and above pickup position. Now choose whether you want easy path planning, which lets Pally set the rest of the path planning variables automatically, according to the calibration. Alternatively, you can set smart exit for left and right pallet manually. This comes in handy if you have particular objects that you need to avoid, shim paper tray, or other elements that could cause collisions. Press question mark to get some additional information for all these parameters. Last up for the calibration is some final waypoints. Box free height approach distance, and whether the pallet has a pallet lip, and if so, how high. Also, here there are question marks for more information if needed. Now that the calibration is done, you can export the configuration and upload it into MyRobot.cloud. It's recommended to upload all installations to the cloud. That way, if there's a breakdown of the robot or similar, you have a complete backup of the calibration and can avoid having to go through all the steps again. Also, the integrator or their customer can use the configuration to create a digital twin. This digital twin can then be used to run simulations, enabling the customer to verify any new SKUs before setting them in operation, and that way avoid possible downtime in production. Next, we have Pattern. This is where you can see all your patterns and also add new patterns and delete patterns no longer needed. Then we have License. Here you'll see information about your license, and this is also where new licenses can be uploaded. Lastly, we have Advanced. Here you can do a complete backup. You can adjust the log level. Lastly, we have Operator, where we configure the operator interface. Here, the operator can choose between standard palletizing and dual mode, and also set the desired language. That's it. Now we can start the program. Let's go to the operator view by clicking Operator on the far left. This is the operator panel, where you can choose between different products. You'll see information on both the product and the pallet itself, with number of layers, total number of boxes, and total weight. If you're not palletizing the full pallet, click Partial Pallet. Here you can decide the number of boxes you want to palletize. You can edit Start Condition if you're starting with an already palletized pallet. We also have Order Management. Here you can set up a sequence of patterns and the number of boxes being palletized on that pattern, making sure you can get today's orders out with correct number of products. Please note that Order Management is only available with Pally Plus. You can also create new patterns directly in the Pally Operator panel. Click Create New. Start by adding product details: length, width, height, weight, and table orientation. Next, name the pattern, choose Stacking Method, then the size of the pallet before setting the number of layers. Go to Advanced Settings to customize even further. Here you can add product padding, allow for overhang on the pallets, and define maximum grip if needed. Note that when set on auto, Pally will automatically calculate how many boxes it can pick based on the product, pattern, and calibration. Choose here whether you want Pally to place boxes with labels facing outwards or optimize for efficiency. This is also where you add shim paper. You can choose between 10 predefined suggestions to pattern. Find the one you like, and then click Save Pattern. As you can see, the pattern has been added to my list of available patterns. That's it for this walkthrough. Feel free to contact us if you have any questions or need more information.
Rocketfarm, cobot palletizing made easy.